We should note that this is like version 1 or 2 of this plane, and it's been greatly improved since. I've actually done some trim flights on the newer ones for people, and the new ones do fly pretty well. Knowing how good the newer ones were just made it that much easier for me to kill this one, because I wasn't going to sell it to anybody. Besides, this lets us see what a foamy looks like when it hits the ground at a really bad angle. This plane actually started out looking pretty good, which is one of the reasons I bought it. I never did get around to cleaning up the wiring in this plane much because I constantly was tearing it apart. When I first plugged the battery in, one of the servos that opens the wheel doors smoked on me, so I pulled that one and the door out. The other one failed in flight, so that one left too. The horizontal stabilizer kept coming loose because the foam kept breaking down around the mounting points. I finally put a bunch of epoxy in there, and that seems to have held it up, until we crashed it anyway. I did everything I could to increase the amount of throw I got on all of the control surfaces, but it never got to where it really felt right. The plane did fly pretty scale when the motor was new, and I guess that's what a lot of people wanted anyway, so that's really not a deficiency of the plane. From the first time I took off on the day that I crashed this thing, it was obvious that the motor was giving up. And it was getting slower right along. This was actually the second flight of the day, and it was getting obvious that this motor was slowing up as I was flying it. While I was getting ready to crash this thing, the people that were watching it started egging me on, I guess trying to make me crash it before I wanted to. But then one of the fellas said something that actually turned out to be kind of a challenge for me, and I took it.
Low inverted pass.
Well, that you can do.
No, by low, I mean like a foot.
This is full power, and I go to full down elevator, and I'm glad the ground was sloping away from the plane, because it may not have made it through that one.
That's pretty close.
And with the motor slowing down even more, now was the time. And the foamy was put out of its misery.
Unpatriotic.
I had hoped for more speed, but this was all the motor had left in it. And between it and gravity, it did the job, I guess. The first thing I wanted to find was the battery, and that was stuck in the front end of the fuselage. I wanted to be sure that didn't start a fire or something later. Then we collected all the pieces, cleaned up the field, and put it in the car to get thrown in the trash barrel when I got home. Keep in mind that the newer versions of these planes fly a lot better than this one did. And this might not be my last P51. Aeroworks has got this 50cc P51 that's looked kind of nice to me. And that one's been around for a while.